the electrochemical detector enables the direct conversion of chemical information into electric current, and it measures the current that results from applying a potential difference to the heads of the electrodes of a flow cell. These detectors are used in the detection of ionic or electrolyte solutions that are sensitive to oxidation or easily reduced. Therefore, these detectors are destructive in nature as the molecules passing through the detector are modified. The amperometric detector is the most common. It is based on the potential of a working electrode with respect to the potential of a reference electrode. When the column elutes a chemical species and there is an electrolysis process, it produces a current whose intensity is measured. Current intensity of hydrolysis is the signal that produces the peak proportional to the concentration of the solute. Electrochemical detectors are characterized by sensitivity and selectivity. However, they present certain problems. First, they are sensitive to fluctuations due to the HPLC pump system, and this creates the problem of increased baseline noise. They are sensitive to changes in temperature and flow rate of the mobile phase, and therefore cannot be used in gradient separations. Additionally, the analytical cell of an amperometric detector needs frequent cleaning and reconditioning. The purity of the solvents that pass into the cell are very important because the presence of oxygen, halogen and metal contaminants can raise considerably the floor noise and the baseline drift. In colorimetric detectors, there is possible deterioration of the porous graphite cell. The stabilization time of the signal conditioning phase can be very long. And last but not least, the high cost of electrochemical detectors compared to the fluorimetric ones. These are the main issues encountered by users of chromatographic detectors. Therefore, they are not detectors that are easily combined with routine work. But until the end of the 1990s, there were no available alternatives. Routine analysis doesn't afford us the luxury of having to find and deal with all the problems I've just described because of the inevitable loss of time. Therefore, the amperometric and coulometric detectors are, in my opinion, less suitable for day-to-day analysis. Fortunately, in recent years, high-performance fluorimeters and at the same time specific derivatives have been on the market, enabling the conversion from amperometric methods to fluorimetric ones. Now let's look at fluorimetric detectors. Substances that have a natural fluorescence can express this property when subjected to a suitable wavelength of excitation energy through the photomultiplier inside the fluorimeter. This radiation is converted into a signal with an emission wavelength, the intensity of which is proportional to the concentration of the solute that produced it. This detector is highly selective and particularly suitable for detecting very low concentrations of analytes that are naturally fluorescent. Of course, not all molecules are naturally fluorescent, but this is not a problem because we can simply make them fluorescent with a chemical reaction called derivatization. Very briefly, derivatization is to combine non-fluorescent molecules with suitable reagents. The product of this reaction will be a new fluorescent molecule. The derivatization reagents are highly selective and greatly amplify the sensitivity of the analysis. If you're thinking that this process of derivatization is a waste of time, don't worry. I'll show you how it is extremely fast and will enable you to achieve a sensitivity 50 times greater than analysis performed in amperometry, as in the case of catecholamines. So here's how Fluorimeter solves problems connected to the amperometric detector. We can say that the fluorimetric detector is insensitive to changes in temperature and flow rate in the mobile phase, can be used in gradient separations, does not need continuous cleaning and reconditioning of the cell, is immediately ready because your cell does not require a long conditioning time. It is possible to optimize the analysis time in the laboratory, therefore this detector is perfectly suited to daily use.